Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It is 25 minutes past 5 Central African time here in Joburg. We are tuned into the weekend of our drive with Yunus Kawanga. And with me, inshallah, I have an amazing guest of mine. I could say is we are not contemporaries and such, but I see him as a ustad. I learn a lot from him, alhamdulillah. So it is with Hafiz Basheer Limba, and we'll be discussing more on the point of getting the youth ready for Eid because I think everyone is in that mood of preparing for Eid. So it is a very, I could say, good topic to have at this time of the day, especially now we'll be waiting to hear about the sighting of the moon, etc. Habisab, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Waalaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khaira for joining us, man. It was always, I could say, a beautiful moment to have you around, man, because our discussions are always fruitful, alhamdulillah. So, Hafiz up now. I mean, we are just a few moments to hearing if tomorrow's Eid or not. How's the mood around the Newclare in terms of the youngsters getting ready for Eid?
Alhamdulillah, the atmosphere the side is quite well, and looking at the youngsters excited that tomorrow they're going to have a feasting day. Since they've sacrificed the entire month, Alhamdulillah, for the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala. So,
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah, the youngsters are they're looking forward to it. Myself too. Just very sad that the month has come to an end, but Alhamdulillah, we're looking forward
Now,
to it.
yeah, I think this moment is a bit of a mixed feeling type of a moment because I mean, you're happy that tomorrow or the next day is Eid, but at the same time, you're sad that Ramadan is leaving. So you're like, in between,
In
between a
between,
hard
yes.
place and a rock. Yeah, but Alhamdulillah, very nice. Like I was speaking to Molana Munib earlier on, and he was telling me about how the youngsters have been very active in the masjid throughout the month of Ramadan. Now, how many do we have actually sitting for itikaf?
So Alhamdulillah, so this Ramadan, because Alhamdulillah, Nuclear Masjid they accommodate in many activities that involves the youth, etc. So like Alhamdulillah, this month, like every Sunday there was a program after the word where they call in some ulama to address the people and speak to them about Ramadan, the benefits of Ramadan, and all of those type of things. And also, Alhamdulillah, last
No.
night we had this program because the whole night we were there inside the masjid, just taking part
MashaAllah.
in Afkar and we had Qiyamul Layl, etc. And the youth was there also picked, Alhamdulillah, with the oomph was in them and excitedness to spend the entire night in Afkar and Salah, etc. and all of that. So Alhamdulillah, it was very nice also the program we had last night, and we hope inshallah Allah Ta'ala will accept from us.
I mean, and that's the most beautiful point to have, like finish Ramadan off with a bang. Because we started off with that enthusiasm, and somewhere throughout, in between there, we got lazy, we got tired, skipping Tarawih here and there. But towards the end, it
Yeah.
is always beautiful to come back, like to cause like recollect yourself. Alhamdulillah. Now, in terms of now, since we are just a few moments to learning about if tomorrow's Eid or not, what parting advice can you give our youngsters for the next Ramadan, inshallah?
So like okay, in terms of our youngsters, Alhamdulillah, like I've also noticed that many of the youngsters here around, like in general, it's like when a person come and speak about deen, and it's not like catchy for them. It's not like,
Hmm.
what I mean. It doesn't attract
Hmm.
their attention and make them, feel excited. I'm not saying that they're going to clubs or whatever, but I'm
No,
saying
no.
in general, like, how a normal person would feel, or for example, a youngster would feel to go to maybe to a skirt, or like they say, in
Yeah,
our
yeah.
terms, to a skirt. So now we need to, like, give them that feeling of excitement, for Dean as well. So they must
No,
also
true.
have that excitement that they have for skirting. They must also have it for Dean, you understand? So
100%.
the advice I would give that, you know, take part also in, lot of activities in terms of, whether it comes to spiritual upliftment programs, youth programs, and etc. etc. So
No,
yeah.
much.
And also, if it is that that many of our youngsters were participating in reciting Quran, etc. So we're not saying no, read the entire Quran every day, but if it is that in Ramadan you are reciting maybe a quarter juz of Quran,
mm,
Now out of Ramadan, don't decrease on it. Just either continue reading a quarter juz or add to it.
mm,
Understand?
mm, mm.
So yeah, inshallah.
MashaAllah. No, Jazakumullah khairah, Hafiz Abba. I just wanted you to give us those last minute of encouragement so that we don't actually feel like we are losing ourselves at this moment. But Jazakallah khairah.
Ah,
I don't want to keep you because I know you have an appointment, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept
Habib,
all your deeds and Allah accept all your efforts in the community at large. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring us more youngsters like yourself, inshallah, with the same vibrant, energy in terms of the love for deen, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallah khairah.
Habib.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Right, Alhamdulillah. There was Hafiz Basheer Limba, all the way from Newclare. SubhanAllah, see, one of the things I could say I love about such youngster or young individuals that they have this concern for deen, which is very beautiful because when you have that concern for deen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens up your ways and it makes it easy for you to understand the deen, obviously, first of all. When you look into that hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wishes something good for a person, you yufaqihu fi din. Then it gives that person understanding in the beautiful deen of Islam. So this is a point whereby you would see through the people, the guests actually we've had throughout the month. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us an amazing opportunity to meet up individuals who are doing the most for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether it be in good times or in adverse times. Going back to a few weeks ago when we had the floods in KZN, and a lot of people came in and gave in all the efforts and did whatever it could, whatever it took to assist the people in those difficult situations. And now, which is the beautiful day of Eid is coming up, we have people like the Al Imdad Foundation, etc., who are assisting youngsters and young kids also to have a beautiful day that they can go out and celebrate this beautiful day of Eid without feeling a bit aloof from the community at large or aloof from their friends who have new clothes, etc. So now we just need to look into the discussion regarding the sighting of the moon. I know many people are waiting, and there's many questions going around. When is Eid? When is Eid? So, inshallah, if it does happen that the moon is sighted today, and according to the, I could say, confirmation of Uqsa, who are in charge of the whole processions, so after they will obviously send out a communication just before the Isha Salah, obviously, so that we know if we have to continue performing our Tarawih Salah tonight after Isha, or it will be a resting day, inshallah, that we now start preparing officially for the beautiful day of Eid. So all these things we shouldn't, many a times every year the discussion always comes and always, first come up in terms of should we follow Saudi, should we follow the global moon sighting, the global, what you call it, celebration, etc. But again, let's keep in mind that we're all in different zones and in different places, countries, obviously. So the better thing to do, the best thing the ulama always advise us to do is that follow the ulama of your country because that would leave out and that will minimize conflict. So South Africa now we need to follow obviously our ulama in terms of the confirmation regarding the moon sighting. Then there won't be any conflicts. Then we won't have our neighbors who celebrate it tomorrow. Then the other side we're celebrating the day after, inshallah. So all these are just taken from the wisdom of the ulama, obviously through the guidance of the elders, inshallah. And as we know, the beautiful hadith that comes regarding the ulama, that if the ulama make a verdict, and if they are right, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them the double rewards. If they are wrong, then they are rewarded also. They still get rewarded because they made the efforts. They went through the whole point of ijtihad, of searching, of going through the Quran and the Sunnah, etc., etc. So everything is not taken lightly. There is a process through everything in life, and more so in the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, we believe that this is the most upright deen, which it is a confirmation confirmed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And very, I could say, diligence has to be taken in dealing with such situations because this is part of deen. This is part of our iman in terms of Ramadan, etc., and other practices that we have. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just make it easy for all of us. I believe that today our iftar will be at 38 minutes past. So we'll just take a short break and come back in a minute before iftar so we can conclude with the dua, inshallah ta'ala. Stay tuned.